Most men don't think about prostate health until something feels off, and even then, it's often brushed aside as just another part of getting older. But here's what's changing the conversation. Health experts are now looking at prostate health as part of everyday lifestyle, not just a medical topic. Things like daily eating patterns, long-term inflammation, energy levels, and even sleep quality are all being discussed together, not in fear, but in awareness. If you've ever wondered why midlife health suddenly feels more complicated, why small habits seem to matter more than they used to, or why your body doesn't always respond the way it once did, you're not imagining it. This isn't about diagnoses or quick fixes. It's about understanding how modern life quietly shapes long-term health, often without obvious warning signs. And if any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone. I'd love to know what changes you've noticed in your own daily routine or energy levels. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, because once you see how these everyday patterns connect, you start to realize there's one piece of the picture most people never stop to consider. And that's where things get interesting. Most men don't realize it, but the choices we make every day, from what we eat to how we move and even how we sleep, play a bigger role in long-term health than we often think. Prostate health, for instance, isn't just a topic for the doctor's office or a checklist on a health form. It's now part of a larger conversation about aging, metabolic balance, and inflammation, and understanding it can open the door to healthier habits that ripple across every aspect of daily life. It's not about fear or avoidance. It's about awareness, empowerment, and knowing that the small steps you take now can influence how you feel for years to come. And if you've ever wondered why even subtle changes in your energy, focus, or comfort seem to appear out of nowhere as you get older, you're not imagining it. Part of this is the connection between inflammation and hormones, which is more relevant than ever. Inflammation is a natural response, helping the body repair itself, but when it becomes persistent, even at a low level, it can subtly influence how our tissues, including prostate tissue, respond to stress. Hormones, especially those that regulate metabolism, energy, and growth, also shift as we age, sometimes in ways that leave the body more sensitive to everyday stressors. The interplay between these two factors is not something to be scared of. It's a signal, a reminder that the body thrives on balance and that the patterns we maintain day to day matter more than we often realize. Understanding these connections helps make sense of why changes in diet, movement, or sleep can suddenly feel significant, even if nothing feels wrong at first. Speaking of daily patterns, it's worth taking a look at how modern eating habits compare to traditional ones. Many of us have grown up with highly processed, convenient foods that are quick, tasty, and accessible, but they often lack the fiber, micronutrients, and balanced energy that our bodies evolved to process efficiently. On the other hand, diets rich in minimally processed grains, fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins naturally support steady energy levels and healthier metabolic signals. This isn't about banning foods or creating fear around certain ingredients. It's about noticing patterns, how often we rely on processed snacks, sugary beverages, or refined carbohydrates, and gently shifting toward choices that sustain energy, support digestion, and help the body regulate itself more effectively. These adjustments don't require perfection or extreme diets. Small, consistent choices over weeks and months can have a noticeable impact on how the body feels and functions. Blood sugar stability is a perfect example of why these patterns matter, especially for men in midlife. Frequent spikes in glucose, often caused by processed or high glycemic foods, can trigger temporary surges in insulin, which is the hormone responsible for moving sugar from the bloodstream into cells for energy. Over time, repeated spikes can make the body less responsive to insulin, subtly affecting metabolism, energy levels, and even the way hormones signal in tissues throughout the body. You might notice this as fluctuating energy, unexpected fatigue, or difficulty maintaining weight. These signs aren't immediate warnings of a serious problem. They're reminders that the body responds to patterns, not single meals, and that attention to steady, balanced nutrition helps support resilience over the long term. Alongside diet, there are quality of life signals that often go unnoticed but can influence long-term well-being. Things like disrupted sleep, frequent nighttime urination, general discomfort, or persistent fatigue aren't just inconvenient. They're indicators of how daily habits, lifestyle choices, and even stress levels are interacting with the body. Many men dismiss these signs as simply part of aging, but paying attention to them provides valuable insight into areas that could benefit from small adjustments. It's not about diagnosing or treating, but about awareness, recognizing patterns, observing changes, and understanding that lifestyle habits influence how energetic, comfortable, and focused we feel day to day. Reflecting on these experiences can help people make more informed, sustainable choices that support overall wellness. And while we often focus on what we shouldn't do, it's equally important to think about how to build a supportive diet without extreme rules or fear-driven thinking. The best approach emphasizes balance, consistency, and flexibility. Incorporating fiber-rich vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats, and lean proteins into regular meals naturally supports energy stability and metabolic function, while allowing occasional indulgences without guilt. Hydration, mindful eating, and paying attention to portion sizes all contribute to a sense of control and well-being without turning eating into a source of stress. The goal isn't perfection. It's understanding the role food plays in sustaining energy, supporting healthy hormone signaling, and creating an environment where the body can repair and recover effectively. Over time, these supportive choices become habits that feel natural rather than restrictive. Exercise and movement are just as critical in this conversation. Regular physical activity, even moderate forms like walking, stretching, or light strength training, helps maintain metabolic flexibility, supports cardiovascular health, and can influence hormone balance in positive ways. Beyond the physiological benefits, movement also plays a significant role in mental health, providing stress relief, improving sleep quality, and helping maintain energy throughout the day. You don't need to train for a marathon or follow a strict regimen. Consistency and variety are what make the difference. Finding enjoyable activities that fit naturally into your routine increases the likelihood that they'll stick, and it's those consistent small steps that compound over time to create meaningful improvements in how you feel. Mental health and stress management also deserve attention because chronic stress can subtly influence both inflammation and hormonal balance. Daily pressures, work demands, and personal responsibilities all contribute to stress levels, which in turn affect energy, mood, and even digestion. Mindfulness practices, breathing exercises, or simply taking short breaks throughout the day can help mitigate these effects. Engaging in social connections, hobbies, or activities that bring a sense of purpose also supports mental well-being. These strategies aren't about eliminating stress entirely. They're about helping the body and mind recover and maintain equilibrium so that everyday challenges don't leave a lasting physiological impact. Sleep is another cornerstone of long-term health that's often underestimated. Adequate sleep supports hormone regulation, cognitive function, and cellular repair. Disrupted or insufficient sleep can amplify metabolic stress, affect energy levels, and influence appetite and digestion. While occasional restless nights are normal, establishing a routine that prioritizes sufficient, quality sleep can make a noticeable difference in overall vitality. Small changes like consistent bedtimes, limiting caffeine late in the day, and creating a restful environment can improve sleep patterns and reinforce other healthy habits like energy balance and stress management. Hormonal health naturally shifts with age, and while this can feel subtle, the impact on energy, mood, metabolism, and even physical comfort is real. It's important to remember that normal changes are part of the body's adaptive processes. They're not a signal of failure or something that must be corrected immediately. Awareness of these changes allows for more informed decisions about diet, activity, and lifestyle without fear or urgency. Paying attention to patterns over weeks and months rather than isolated events is the key to understanding what supports your body best as it evolves over time. All of these topics, diet, exercise, stress, sleep, and hormone awareness, connect in ways that create a foundation for long-term wellness. When you view them together rather than separately, it becomes clear that small, sustainable choices compound over time. Consistently supporting balanced nutrition, moderate physical activity, restful sleep, and mental resilience strengthens the body's natural capacity to maintain energy, comfort, and function. It's a forward-looking approach that emphasizes control through understanding, not fear or drastic measures. It's natural to feel uncertain when considering these connections. Many viewers wonder if subtle changes in daily habits actually make a difference, or if age alone dictates outcomes. The encouraging reality is that awareness and gentle adjustments can influence the trajectory of long-term health in meaningful ways. Observing patterns in your energy, mood, sleep, and daily habits creates opportunities for improvement that don't require perfection or rigid rules. It's about learning how your body responds to your lifestyle and using that understanding to make informed, sustainable choices. And while all this might feel overwhelming at first, it's helpful to remember that wellness is a journey, not a checklist. Each positive change reinforces the next, whether that's adjusting meal composition, incorporating brief movement breaks, monitoring stress levels, or improving sleep quality. These choices are cumulative. They build resilience, stability, and a sense of control over time. The focus is not on instant results, but on creating a lifestyle that supports energy, comfort, and confidence as the years go by. If any of this resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on your own habits and experiences. Have you noticed patterns in energy, sleep, or daily comfort that might be influenced by the small choices you make? Sharing your observations in the comments can help others feel less alone in navigating similar concerns. Conversation and reflection are powerful tools. They reinforce understanding, provide motivation, and create a supportive community around everyday health. As we continue exploring these topics, you'll see how all these pieces, nutrition, movement, stress, sleep, and hormone awareness, come together in practical, realistic ways that fit into daily life. There's no need for extreme diets or complicated routines. The most meaningful improvements come from consistent, manageable adjustments that align with your lifestyle and personal needs. So stay with this journey, because what comes next will look at how you can start weaving these healthy patterns naturally into your day in ways that feel sustainable, empowering, and science-informed. The next steps aren't about restrictions or fear. They're about building understanding, taking small actionable steps, and seeing how each choice contributes to long-term vitality. And as you consider these ideas, feel free to share your experiences or reflections in the comments and join the conversation about what works best in everyday life.